Okay, folks, welcome back to another deep dive.
Yes.
With me, your host.
Hello.
And we have a special guest today.
Hello, everybody.
An expert on today's topic, which is making homemade KFC fried chicken. I mean, who doesn't love KFC?
Right.
But it's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it's just so far away.
Yeah, or not as good as you remember it.
Yeah, you're like, I wish I could just have this whenever I want it.
Exactly.
Well, good news is, after this deep dive, you will be able to recreate, as best as you can, that finger looking good.
Oh, yeah.
KFC right at home.
Yeah, and you know, it's so rewarding when you make something like this at home yourself because it is a classic.
It really is.
And you can kind of impress your friends and family by being like,
that's true.
Hey, I made this.
I made this.
It's not from a bucket.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like...
From a certain kernel.
Yeah, a certain kernel who shall not be named.
But yeah, so we're going to teach you how to do that.
Absolutely. And we're going to break it down step by step. Yeah. So make sure you have a notepad or something to jot down some notes. Yeah,
this is going to be like a tutorial.
Exactly. It's like a tutorial.
Yeah.
So step one.
Right.
The marinade.
Okay.
This is like the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Of what makes that chicken so tender.
Yes.
So flavorful. And we are going to be using buttermilk.
Yes. Buttermilk is like...
If you don't have buttermilk, don't worry about it.
Right.
There's easy substitutes. You can just use regular milk.
Yeah.
And add like a tablespoon of lemon juice.
Yeah.
Or vinegar.
Yep.
And that will give it a similar...
Acidity, yeah.
Acidity.
Which is what you're looking for.
That's what we want, that acidity, because it tenderizes that.
Exactly. The buttermilk, or that acid, is breaking down
those
proteins, which makes it super tender.
Yes.
And also gives it kind of like a...
Like a little tang.
A little tang.
I love that tang.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got your buttermilk.
Yeah.
Or your milk substitute marinade.
Yep.
Now you need to let it sit in there.
Here's the thing. This is the hardest part for a lot of people, I think.
This is the hardest part.
The patience.
For me, too.
Yeah. You want to let this chicken marinate at least 4 hours?
At least 4 hours.
At least.
That's like the bare minimum.
But ideally...
Ideally, you're letting this sit overnight in the fridge.
Yeah.
Just let those flavors really get in there.
So if you know you're going to want to have this on, like, Saturday...
Yes.
You got to start this Friday.
Friday, you got to get that chicken in the buttermilk.
Yes. And I know you're thinking, like, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But trust us.
The difference is...
It's so worth it.
Huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've marinated your chicken. You've waited patiently.
You've been patient.
Yes.
You're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Now we're moving on to the spice blend.
Now, this is where the magic really happens.
This is where it gets really good.
This is where it gets good.
Yeah.
So here's what you're going to need. Jot this down.
Okay.
Paprika garlic powder, onion powder.
You probably have all these things at home already.
That's probably not.
Unless you're completely out.
Unless you're completely out.
These.
You probably already have this stuff.
Yeah.
So paprika garlic powder, onion powder, white pepper, black pepper.
Okay, so.
Oregano, thyme, celery, salt, mustard powder.
Yeah. So I know that sounds like a lot.
And cayenne pepper.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot. But a lot of those things, like you were saying, you probably already have.
Yes.
And they each bring something to the party, right?
Exactly.
Like the paprika gives it that nice color.
Yes.
The garlic and the onion powder give it like that savory depth.
Yes.
And the white pepper, this is key.
Okay.
White pepper doesn't leave those little black flecks.
I was going to ask you about the white pepper because I've heard about the white pepper.
Yeah, it still gives you the pepper flavor.
Yes.
But you don't have those black specks all over the chicken.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I've always wondered about that.
Yeah.
All right, so now you've got your spice blend.
Uh-huh.
And this is step 3 and 4.
Okay.
This is the double dredge.
Yes, the double coating. This is key.
This is what makes
the crunch.
That crunch.
Yes.
So you're going to take your marinated chicken.
Yep.
You're going to dredge it in flour.
Regular all-purpose flour.
Yep. Then you're going to dip it in like a wet mixture.
Yeah, we'll give you the specifics in the recipe.
Yep, in the recipe below.
Yeah, but it's like...
It's like egg and some of that buttermilk.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're going to...
Back into the flour.
Dredge it again in the flour.
Yes.
That's the key.
So that double coating really makes like a craggy surface on the chicken.
Yeah, it's like all craggy.
Which creates more surface area. Yes.
More surface area.
Which means more contact with the hot oil.
Yeah.
Which means...
Extra crispy.
Yeah.
Science.
It's all science.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Speaking of hot oil,
All right.
now we're moving on to the frying part.
Yes.
So what we need to do is make sure our oil is the correct temperature,
Yes. This is key.
which is 175 degrees Celsius
Mm-hmm.
or 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep.
Now, get a thermometer.
Yes.
Don't eyeball it.
A thermometer is
Get a thermometer.
your best friend when you're frying things.
Yeah, because I've definitely eyeballed it before.
And it can be disastrous.
And it's been disastrous.
Yeah.
You end up with like raw chicken,
Yeah. Burnt on the outside,
raw in the middle.
raw on the inside.
Not good.
No one wants that.
Okay, so we've got our oil. It's the right temperature.
Yeah.
Now we're going to fry our chicken.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Don't overcrowd the pan.
Yeah.
You want to fry in small batches.
You want the oil temperature to stay consistent.
Yes, if you put too much chicken in,
Yes.
it's going to lower the temperature of the oil.
And it's going to get soggy.
It's going to get soggy, and it's not going to cook properly.
Yeah, and that defeats the whole purpose.
That defeats the purpose of this entire operation.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're frying your chicken in small batches,
Yeah.
and you're looking for that beautiful golden brown color.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure.
Of course you want to check the internal temperature with the thermometer. Of
Definitely
course.
thermometer.
Make sure it reaches 165 Fahrenheit
Yes.
or 75 Celsius.
75 Celsius.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
this is the hardest part.
the hardest part.
You've got to let it rest.
I know. I know.
It looks so good.
It smells so good.
It smells so good.
You just want to eat it right away. But
But if you let it rest for like 5 minutes,
just 5 minutes,
it's gonna.
drain some of that excess oil.
Yeah.
It's going to finish cooking inside. It's going to retain that crispiness.
And you're just gonna have a
Yeah.
much better final product.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is essentially
That's the basics.
like the basics of
Yeah.
how to make
Your homemade KFC.
homemade KFC.
Yeah.
But I have some bonus tips.
Okay, I love bonus tips.
You love bonus tips.
Yes.
Okay, so first bonus tip, use cold chicken.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good one.
Straight from the fridge.
Yep.
Why?
Because it helps retain moisture.
Yes. And it helps it cook more evenly?
Yes, and it'll also help keep that oil temperature more consistent.
Exactly, because, if it's warmer,
Yeah.
it's gonna...
It'll bring down that oil temperature quicker.
Yeah. Okay, bonus tip number 2, add a teaspoon of baking powder
Oh.
to your dry mix
This is good.
for an extra crispy,
Way extra airy.
airy...
Light and crispy crust.
Yeah, and that baking powder is gonna, activate
Yeah.
in the hot oil.
When it hits that oil, it's going
They
to
just make it...
create all those little bubbles.
and air pockets.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the third bonus tip is,
You probably know this one.
what is it?
Fry in small batches.
Fry in small batches.
I already said it.
I know, but it's so important.
It is so important. It's worth repeating.
They're worth repeating.
Yeah.
It's the key.
It's the key to crispy
key.
fried chicken.
Everything.
Everything.
It's
Okay, so
so-
now you've got
You've got your
crispy.
you've got your coals.
Chicken, your coals.
your mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Maybe some gravy.
Maybe some gravy.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Biscuits.
Yeah, you got the whole.
We got the whole
third
spread.
skit.
Is that your homemade KFC?
Homemade KFC
Feast.
feast.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys enjoyed this deep dive.
Yeah.
Make sure you try out this recipe at home.
Yes.
Let us know how it goes down in the comments below.
Yes.
And
Yeah, and while you're down there,
while you're down there, hit that subscribe button.
hit that subscribe button.
Yeah,
Because
we'd appreciate it.
we love making this content for you guys.
Yeah, and leave a comment letting us know what other recipes you want to see us tackle.
Exactly. Maybe like a Popeyes.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken.
We could do that.
Or what else is there?
What else is there?
Churches.
Churches.
Yeah.
All right.
So many options.
So many options. But for now, we're going to leave you with this thought. We talked about the double dredge,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
For the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
What else could you double dredge?
Ooh.
What other things could you fry?
That's a good question.
That would be
What other things could benefit from that?
so good with the double dredge.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.